Hey everybody, what's up fam? This is Tree from TreeOfLogic.com. When I went to Germany for the first time in 2005 to attend the FIFA World Championship, I was impressed with Germany and the German people. What an awesome moment to be surrounded by thousands of Germans who took pride in their country by waving their flags and singing Deutschland, Deutschland, Deutschland. But it was all a facade. I was duped. You see, when I made frequent visits back to Germany after the World Championship Games, I noticed that all the German flags were gone. Poof! Disappeared. No more German songs, no more cheers for the German country, and most of all, no more German pride. At first, I was confused about the sudden change of heart to the patriotism of the German people. But when I realized that their leader, Angela Merkel, despised her country's flag and was seen throwing it away in disgust, it all started to make sense. It wasn't until I fled Germany during the spring of 2016 that I began to hear wonderful things about Poland. Tons of Polish Americans would reach out to me and tell me all the great things about their homeland. All of the information that they shared with me sounded good, but it wasn't until they told me that Poland refused to take in refugees that they had my full attention. So out of curiosity, I began to study Poland and was pleasantly surprised with what I found. As a proud American with an alpha personality, I am drawn to people in other countries with similar characteristics. I am a nationalist. So are Polish people. I respect my country and its flag. So does the Polish people. I reject Islam. So does the Polish people.
Jesteśmy świadomi swoich korzeni, jesteśmy świadomi swego dziedzictwa narodowo-chrześcijańskiego i my jesteśmy gotowi walczyć o to dziedzictwo do ostatniej kropli krwi. Bóg, honor i ojczyzna! Bóg, honor i ojczyzna! Bóg, honor i ojczyzna! Bóg, honor i ojczyzna!
On November the 11th, 2015, Polish citizens gathered together to march against the Islamization of their country. This was a huge resistance against Angela Merkel's plan to conquer Europe under the disguise of multiculturalism. Every year on November the 11th, the Polish people gathered to march and celebrate their independence. However, this particular march was different than the others they had in the past. This was a demonstration to the world that Poland is for the Polish, and it will now and forever be a Catholic country. This glorious rally was the biggest march in Poland's history, with over 100,000 people in attendance. Unfortunately, this march was ignored by the mainstream media in Europe and in America during Obama's presidency. But now that we're under the presidency of Donald J. Trump, the conservatives in America give honor and glory to the Polish people for defending their country. The conservatives here in America have embraced Poland. After all, we realize that we have a lot in common, such as freedom of speech. While other countries are punishing their citizens for speaking out against Islam and or the migrant crisis, Polish citizens, on the other hand, freely express their position and openly discuss their opinions on social media. When it comes to freedom of speech, it's no surprise that America ranks number 1. But did you know who ranks number 2 behind us? Poland. The Pew Research Center did a study on countries with the best freedom of speech and expression, and it comes at no surprise that Poland ranks second, with the United States ranking number 1. We love our nation's flag. Most liberals here in America don't respect our flag because, well, they don't respect our country. This is why you find most conservatives, especially those of us here on YouTube, proudly displaying our flag in the background of our videos. The Polish people feel the same way about their flag. Unlike Germans, Polish people are not ashamed of their flag and proudly display it in and outside their domain. Polish people love their flag so much that they have a Flag Day, which is held every year on May the 2nd. This is when Poland proudly displays its flag and colors throughout the country, painting the nation in a sea of white and red. We both have tense relationships with Russia. What do American and Polish people have in common? Russians. When it comes to global fears, both America and Poland share a near equal amount of concern over threats from Russia. According to the Pew survey, 43 of Americans cited Russia as one of the top concerns, while 44% of Polish citizens felt the same. However, America and Poland have a strong alliance, and unlike other leaders in Europe, Poland supports President Trump. And with us as their top ally, they don't have to worry about Russia or Germany because we'll always have their back. Most Polish citizens are conservative. Similar to the Republicans here in the United States, Polish citizens reject secular liberalism and embrace traditional Christian culture and values. Here in America, we have a Republican president, along with a Republican majority House and Senate. In Poland, the ruling party is the Law and Justice Party, which is a right-wing nationalist party, making it the largest party in the Poland parliament. With both countries electing right-wing politicians to serve on our behalf, this makes Republicans in America and conservatives in Poland a perfect match. Mwah! And last but not least, my favorite, the right to carry guns. One of the favorite things we have in common with Poland is the right to own guns for self-defense. Now, unlike America, the crime rate in Poland is relatively low, so many Polish citizens don't feel the need to own guns. But I want to show you some very interesting statistics between Poland, who allows their citizens to own guns for self-defense, and Germany, who do not allow their citizens to own guns for self-defense. Check out these stats. When it comes to crime per capita, Germany ranks second while Poland ranks 25, making it 89% more times likely to be a victim of crime in Germany than Poland. When it comes to assaults, Germany ranks 12 while Poland ranks 48. And finally, when it comes to homicides that involves a gun, Germany ranks 33 while Poland ranks 37. Wait a minute. Liberals are always saying that gun control laws will either lower or stop gun violence. But yet, Germany has very strict gun control laws, but it leads ahead of Poland in people being killed by guns. Interesting. Those of us who are familiar with European history are aware of the various victories and defeat Poland has endured in the past. Yet, regardless of the circumstances, Poland will always win in the end. They are defiant against the threats made to them by the European Union for refusing to take in refugees. When the EU wagged its finger at Poland and said, "You better take your share of refugees or you'll be sanctioned," Poland stood their ground and said that taking in migrants is much worse than sanctions. Poland know what they're doing. Unlike other countries in Europe, Poland doesn't suffer from Islamic terrorism, and they don't have any problems with any Islamic extremists. Take a look at this map. All the red dots represents terrorist attacks that occurred since 9/11. Notice how Poland doesn't have any red dots within its borders. That's because they're smart. Now, this doesn't mean that Poland refused to accept legal immigrants into their country. That's not the case. You see, Poland only wants the best that other countries have to offer. For example, Alu Kayade Aluwasana. Okay, I'm going to call him Alu for short. Alu was allowed to leave his homeland of Nigeria to attend the University of Computer Science and Skills in Lodz, Poland. During his four-year exchange program, Alu was monitored by the Poland government, supervised by the local authorities, and monitored by various professors within the university. So what happened? He breaks the academic record by graduating with a perfect grade point average of 5.0. Besides being hardworking people with a great sense of humor, Polish people have been the masterminds behind a few creations that Americans can't get enough of. They invented vitamins. Thanks, Poland. They created Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Thanks, Poland. They invented Kevlar. Thanks, Poland. As you can see, America and Poland is a match made in heaven. We should do our best to support them and encourage them to keep up the good fight. Never surrender, never quit. I don't normally have many regrets in my life, but if I had a chance to go back in time, I would have lived in Poland instead of Germany. At least they would have appreciated me assimilating into their culture, learning their language, and obeying their laws. But unfortunately, I can't turn back the hands of time, so that's why I created this video to say to the Polish people that I stand with you. If you're Polish and you wish to take this video and include Polish subtitles to it, you have my permission to do so with this particular video only. So feel free to download this video, add subtitles to it, and upload it to your YouTube channel or Facebook page. However, all I ask is that you leave a link to my personal website and YouTube channel in the description box. This is Tree from TreeOfLogic.com. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later, taters.